So I went to church today. I'm going to church more often. It's something I've been getting into in the past couple years. So I haven't found a home church. Not sure if I will. I find a lot of the churches that I go to pretty much saying the same stuff that made me bored out of my mind when I was a kid and stopped paying attention and stopped going as soon as my parents stopped making me. There's big issues, big schisms, fractures, whatever you want to call them, going on inside the church in America. And I think the main one, the biggest dividing line, I haven't seen anyone uh, mention it this bluntly. I think this is the case, is the issue of violence. Not the issue of when is violence acceptable, pretty much the issue if violence is ever acceptable. Now, I know there are Christians that believe, whatever, that violence is never acceptable. I think that is wrong. And it's not that I think it's wrong. I think God thinks it's wrong. I think I like to put it in real extreme terms to make the point clear. If I had a 2-year-old daughter, you know, that was in this room playing around, and someone came in and started beating that child, I do not think God would be happy if I didn't do anything. I think God would be more happy. It would be more godly if I completely eliminated that threat. I think that would be more in line with the right thing to do. Now, I think there are plenty of things that should happen before that to keep that from happening. Mainly, I live in a safe area where that type of stuff doesn't happen. I don't need to worry about that. The reason why I bring this up, why I think it's the main issue, is because I think America effectively was a Christian nation, and now it very much is not. But still, there are values and cultural norms that are still present, that have held over from our Christian past, and they are dying. It's just the fact that when a president is sworn in, he puts his hand on the Bible. Pretty interesting example because Trump apparently didn't have his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in, whatever that means. Um, America is a place largely that's safe because of the violence that has been committed in the past and violence that is threatened now. I know most people don't think about things in this term, but we live in a society where if you act in a certain way illegally, eventually it will get to the point where men with guns will show up, they'll physically restrain you, and then put you in and lock you in a room. They'll put you in a prison cell. And if you resist that to a certain extent, they will be well within their rights to kill you, to shoot you with guns, to put you down until you're dead. And people just really accept that. And that is a good thing. Rules and laws are a good thing. Um, you can disagree with certain laws and how they are um, upheld in the conduct of police officers, but uh, laws. If you're against laws, then you're just a silly goose. And for me, I see a lot of ooh. This is what I think sums up um, the vast majority of the Christian perspective of America is that things are getting pretty bad. I think Jesus might be coming, so you better hold on to your britches. You better believe more. You better hold on to the idea that you believe in Jesus as opposed to actually doing something, where faith without works is meaningless. I think I think people have thought that Jesus was coming back ever since he died. I do not think Jesus is going to come back within my lifetime. That's just what I think. Um, I think that I believe in Christianity that is supposed to revitalize, redeem, um, make Christian areas healthy and vibrant. And the thing about those environments, at a certain point, there has to be men, strong men, that are going to protect the women and children and other men, and keep that place safe. And I think people have really forgotten all the ingredients that go into making a place safe and healthy and Christian. I do not believe that Jesus taught that you should never ever commit acts of violence. I think the question is when, not if violence is ever acceptable, but when is violence acceptable? And some people don't even think that's a conversation worth having. Some people would agree that it is worth having, just not thinking about it that way. Some people are having that conversation. I think many people aren't, and I think that is a conversation worth having because once, and I'm not advocating for violence. I'm absolutely not advocating for violence because I think violence, like if you act out in violence, it's a strong likelihood that it's going to perpetuate more violence, and violence is not peaceful. But I think every man should be capable of violence. I don't think you're a good person unless you can't be a good man unless you're capable of violence. Just like if you want to protect your wife and your children, you have to physically be able to protect them. I see that as a major fracture within the church. And the fact that it's not even being discussed in most circles. I never hear it. I never hear men, you guys should be getting as strong as possible. Men, get as strong as possible so you can protect people because there are people, so you can protect your people because there are people that are here that are coming. There are people, most people in our government, they hate God. They don't care about God. They don't even believe in God. They're not, let alone are they Christian, or let alone are they trying to be godly. And I don't think people factor in like how bad things can get. But anyway, no matter what, always, it's always onward and upward. It's the only option.